While it's a general expectation in TV production that actors are kept abreast of key plot developments, sometimes the opposite happens and they can be kept in the dark entirely, sometimes for scenes as important as those that sign off a show altogether. The following TV endings came as quite a surprise to at least one actor involved, either due to a tricky development process or the showrunner's desperate desire to maintain secrecy. So shh. I'm Ewan, this is What Culture, and here are 10 TV endings actors didn't know were going to happen. Number 10. Chandler's final wisecrack, Friends. The unforgettable series finale of Friends saw the 6 central characters leave Monica and Chandler's apartment for the last time, as they decide to go for one final cup of coffee together. At that moment, Chandler quips in typically sarcastic fashion, "Where?" sending the show out on one final punchy gut laugh, as if the group would go anywhere but Central Perk. It was a pitch-perfect moment on which to end the show, and it's easy to believe that writers David Crane and Marta Kaufman spent hours and hours agonizing over what the series' final word would be. But as it turns out, the episode's script simply saw the group wordlessly leave the apartment. Yet Matthew Perry decided to throw in the improvised line out of nowhere, and everybody involved loved it so much that they decided to keep it. Perry's castmates had no idea the show was going to end with one final surprise gag, but impressively managed to keep a straight face during shooting. Number 9. BRAN becomes king. Game of Thrones. The wildly divisive finale of Game of Thrones' final season wrapped up with a fittingly polarizing episode, which concluded with the shock revelation that Bran Stark would become the new king of the Seven Kingdoms. Bran the Broken winning the Game of Thrones wasn't on anyone's bingo card, enough that when actor Isaac Hempstead Wright first read the script for the episode, he assumed it was a prank. As he later told EW, "When I got to the Dragon Pit scene in the last episode and they're like, 'What about Bran?' I had to get up and pace around the room. I genuinely thought it was a joke script." Wright didn't think Bran was seriously going to become king, which combined with the many Thrones actors who have spoken out about that infamous final season really does say it all. Number 8. Sam Beckett never returned home. Quantum Leap. The original Quantum Leap concluded with an ending that few outside of the show's inner circle saw coming. Certainly not lead Scott Bakula, nor the rest of the cast. During production of the sci-fi series' 5th season, creator Donald P. Bellisario was told to write a season finale, which could also function as a series finale in case it wasn't renewed for a 6th season. And though the season 5 finale did answer some nagging questions, Bellisario ultimately hedged his bets on NBC renewing the show, which they didn't. And so, with the show officially canned and no footage of Dr. Sam Beckett finally returning home, the ending every fan wanted to see, the decision was made to just slap a little title card at the end of the episode which read, "Dr. Sam Beckett never returned home." This deflating revelation sparked a major outcry among the fanbase, and to rub salt into the wound, the title card even misspelled Beckett's surname. Oh my god, that's some serious pooching right there. I can't believe they did this! Oh my god, the fans! Imagine watching this stuff as it aired. Unbelievable. I'm actually crying here. Good lord. Stick Scott Bakula's face on Poochie and send him into the clouds. Number 7. Luke Skywalker's cameo. The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian's 2nd season ended with a wild and, from a certain point of view, to quote Obi-Wan, somewhat disturbing cameo appearance of a young Luke Skywalker, achieved by pasting a digital model of a young Mark Hamill over the top of a stand-in performer who, in the Book of Boba Fett, already looked a lot like Mark Hamill to begin with, so yeah, no bonus prizes for figuring out what my thoughts on this one are. In any case, Disney was desperate to keep this shocking cameo under wraps to ensure that fans didn't have it spoiled ahead of time, and went to some majorly drastic lengths to do so. There's even concept art of Plo Koon coming in to save baby Grogu. Plo Koon, everyone! Yeah! As it turns out, none of the cast members were told who the character was supposed to be, not even those who appeared in the scene itself. Katie Sackhoff, who played Bo-Katan Kryze and appeared in the scene, revealed that creator Jon Favreau kept Luke's identity hush-hush, enough that the cast didn't know who it was until the episode aired. Number 6. Jack and Rebecca's epilogue, This Is Us. Mandy Moore didn't know how hit family drama This Is Us was going to end for a rather unique reason. She shot the scenes in question so far in advance, she genuinely forgot. The 6th and final season ends up jumping back to the past to show Jack and Rebecca enjoying a lazy Saturday afternoon with their kids, the big three. But given that the young actors playing the trio would have noticeably aged if creator Dan Fogelman waited until season 6 to shoot said scenes, he made the shrewd decision to film them 3 years prior, during production of season 3. Fogelman didn't inform either of his actors that these scenes were being shot for the series finale, and even once Mandy Moore found out what was going to happen, her memories of shooting those scenes were incredibly hazy. She said in an interview with Deadline that, quote, "To be honest, a lot of what is in the finale for Milo and I was filmed years ago, so I don't even remember what it was. We had a couple of things we shot for this that I'm excited to see." Number 5. Rimmer beats up death, Red Dwarf. The original run of legendary Brit sci-fi sitcom Red Dwarf came to an end with its Series 8 finale, Only the Good, where Arnold Rimmer's number finally appears to be up. On the fiery remnants of the Red Dwarf ship, Rimmer is approached by the Grim Reaper, played by series director Ed Bye, but at that moment, Rimmer kicks Death in the crotch, tells him, "Only the good die young," and promptly runs off. Red Dwarf's final episode was an infamously troubled production, with co-creator Doug Naylor writing numerous drafts of the episode and getting especially stuck on cracking the ending. The first filmed ending saw Rimmer being reunited with the Red Dwarf crew in a more outwardly conclusive final scene, but Naylor ultimately found this unsatisfying and went back to reshoot the ending. After mulling over an ending where Rimmer's heroic alter ego Ace Rimmer instead rescues him, Naylor too threw this out and never even bothered filming it. And so, at the very last minute, Naylor finally came up with a death ending, ensuring Rimmer actor Chris Barry had no idea how Red Dwarf was actually going to end until the 11th hour. Number 4. The entire final episode, True Detective Season 3. Crime drama anthology series True Detective's 3rd season starred Mahershala Ali and Stephen Dorff as partner detectives investigating the disappearance of 2 children. But writer/showrunner Nick Pizzolatto's unconventional decision to write the show while it was being shot meant that the finale's script was withheld from Ali, Dorff, and co-star Carmen Ejogo until deep into the season's 7-month shoot, ensuring they had no idea how it would all end. Dorff said in an interview with Business Insider that, quote, "It was well into shooting we got episode 8. It was Nick's process, but also I think he was holding it. He had it in his head but he hadn't put it to paper. So we were knee deep into the shooting without knowing really where it was heading. We were guessing like the audience was. I didn't know if I was gonna die, I had no idea what was going to happen. It was really cool when we got it, we were all really touched by it. This was all totally new for me." Number 3. Alf is captured. Alf. When legendary sitcom Alf aired the finale to its 4th season, in which Alf was captured by the US Air Force's Alien Task Force while attempting to leave Earth, nobody involved with the show knew it would end up being an unintended series finale. I can't believe Alf got captured by the US Air Force. Good lord. The season 4 finale was shot as a cliffhanger which would be resolved next year, only for NBC to unexpectedly cancel Alf, in turn reneging on a verbal agreement that it would return for season 5. In fact, season 5 had already been somewhat planned out, with the season set to take place in a military base, but those plans consequently went up in smoke, leaving fans and the show's cast alike totally baffled. There was something of a happy resolution though, as ABC ultimately released a TV movie 6 years later called Project Alf, I can't believe this thing is real, which gave the series a more fitting conclusion. Alf. Bloody Alf, man. The most important event in TV history. Number 2. Cut to Black, The Sopranos. Few TV shows have ended more contentiously or unexpectedly than The Sopranos, whose final scene saw Tony Soprano meeting his family at a diner, but as his daughter Meadow entered the eatery, the screen suddenly cut to black. The end. It's an ending that shocked the world, with many initially believing that their TV signal had cut out. But indeed, abruptly slamming the door on Tony and company was precisely the ending creator David Chase intended. But the ending proved little less baffling even to those who appeared in the scene, chiefly James Gandolfini himself. Though Gandolfini of course knew he was shooting the final scene at the time, the precise manner in which the show would sign off wasn't part of the shooting script. Chase's abrupt cut to black in the middle of Journey's Don't Stop Believin' and the 10 seconds of black silence that followed before the end credits rolled weren't anything the cast knew about beforehand. Hell, Journey didn't even sign off on their hit song being used in the episode until just 3 days before it aired. When Gandolfini sat down to watch the finale for himself, he was evidently as surprised and confused by its ending as everyone else was. In an interview with Vanity Fair prior to his death, he said that, quote, "When I first saw the ending, I said, what the F? I mean, after all I went through, all this death, and then it's over like that? After I had a day to sleep, I just sat there and said, that's perfect." And number 1, Tommy sets himself on fire. Happy Valley. Happy Valley's recently concluded 3rd and final series saw psychopathic criminal Tommy Lee Royce meet his end when he set himself on fire, a twist which was on a strictly need-to-know basis among the cast. As such, Reese Connor, who plays Tommy's son Ryan Kaywood on the show, was given a script which entirely redacted the final episode's ending, leaving him clueless as to how Tommy's inevitable final clash with Catherine would go down. In an interview on Loose Women, Connor said, "When I was first given the script, the very first draft of episode 6, I read some of it. I got to the car crash and everything, and then when we get to the end, it's all redacted, redacted, redacted. I spoke to James and Sarah. I had an idea of what was going on. They sort of told us, but I didn't know how it was going to play out at all. I had no clue how it was going to play out on camera." And those were 10 TV endings actors didn't know were going to happen. What are your thoughts on actors being kept in the dark on a given ending? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below, and maybe give us a like and /or subscribe if you enjoyed it. Either way, I've been Ewan, this has been Alf Culture, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!